I have only seen a few women. Women, please stand up so that I do another count. Yes, I swear, I was glad that the chairperson is now the numbers are increasing. My responsibility is to introduce colleagues. After my RPC, there is, I don't know what he will become, is Mr. Opoka Kenneth from Magago. Stand up and wave. I have Honorable Naboth Namara from Rupungiri, is our MP. I have Councillor Sarah from Jinja. She's the daughter of the land.
One Uganda.
One people.
One people.
One Uganda.
So I just say a few words, because basically most of our message is always carried by the indomitable Honorable Salam Sumba and our Papa. Because I know when the big drum is drumming, a few people listen to the small drums. But I want to thank you, the people of Teso, for the support you've given us all these years. It will only be somewhere naive to ignore the support of Teso. And I want to thank the chairperson for always watching and following events in the country. Today, most of our people all over the country are very poor. Only 16 Ugandans, 16% in every 100 can watch TV, have TVs. And those who can pay are only 8%. It's only 42% who have radios. So now I congratulate you for being one of the 8, the 16 who have them, and the 8 who can pay them. So that gives information to be able to share with colleagues. You talked about how Dr. groomed Amuria. In my culture, we say, when somebody loves your child more than you, then that person wants to get what? The check. I don't know if you have that kind of program. So when I hear somebody blaming doctor who loved his child, I get surprised. Those of you who saw us moving in around the country, I was part of the team that campaigned for Honorable Amuria in the whole country to become the president of the FDC. Myself. And because we did not have money, if he's honest, he will tell you we would share a room and a bed. We go in a place, share a room and a bed, because we never had money. And all the MPs and leaders of Teso never supported Amuria. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No. I understand, Mr. Chairman, you must be having a smartphone. From here, I'll send you an article written by a young lawyer from Teso called Okuda. You know Ivan Okuda? He's a celebrated boy from Teso.
That's my brother.
Your brother? I will not even send the article. Done with that article. So that kind of blackmail, you see, this battle we've moved a long way. Many colleagues have fallen off. You know, this kind of poverty over the country, many people have been tempted to join Satan. And it is what? It is natural. The current Speaker of Parliament was a chef this. Didn't she leave us? Is it a Honorable Akiro? You have a list of what? Of all of them. But you see, we have a father who would be like, this one has gone. This one has gone. This one has gone. So you want to be doing what? Doing the taking. But you see now when the father comes with a whip, then they say the father is a bad person. Is that fair to the father? So a person who loved the person who was not even loved by his wrong would all be calling him a hero. When all the MPs of Teso, when all the elders of Teso said, that's not the right person to lead that what? That party. Him and all of us, we said, we shall. Nobody knew him in Uganda, nobody even knew Uncle. We walked and told them, this is the guy. So now when we quarrel, it's because we are being let down. And I want to tell you, colleagues, let's look at this struggle more than the tribe, more than the religion, and look at it as a citizen. Those have been following events in South Africa. There was this party called ANC, which was called a liberation what? But it has lost its majority. Why? Because you want liberation to have your life changed. You want jobs, you want schools, you want hospitals, you want good houses, and all what? And all that. So leadership is about being able to help you achieve your dreams. Even if it's your brother and you want to construct a house, and then there are two guys, your brother and a builder, but your brother is not a builder, who do you give the responsibility? A what? You give a builder. So we must change our mindset to start looking at issues very objectively and remove emotions out of them. There has been a history all over for about 1,000 years where politicians use the tribal and religious card to achieve their what? The objectives. They tell you, you are my brother, you are my brother. That's what he said. When your brother has a lawyer and you claim that is what? Our son. When my brother buys a car, I call it our car. But we never agreed on buying the car. I even don't know how much he bought the car. Even when he wants to sell it, he never does what? Consults me. So I do not want to be the speaker of the day, but I want you to be stable, to be calm, to be objective. I've seen the colleagues that have moved in this battle, in this struggle since 2001. We are moving. We are going to Canaan. But you see, along the way, there are roadblocks. There is the Red Sea, there is the desert, there is famine, all of that, stopping us from going where we want to go. But you must keep your eyes on the ball. You want to score. Today, this part has been contaminated in a way that is going to be explained to you. But we decided and then said, yes, we are here, we must be here. You see, colleagues are telling you, let's go and speak to Museveni and work with Museveni. And then you are saying it is Museveni who killed our people in Mukura. But someone tells you go and do what? And hug him. What do the people who died in Mukura think? Museveni's team stole your cattle. Someone tells you to go and do what? Honorable Mr. Opoka from Acholi land, come and speak to these. Are they your cousins? That short man from Acholi.
Yoga Kere, for those who were not here, this English which I'm speaking, I got from the class. I studied senior 1 to senior 4 here. So when I'm here, you cannot backbite me. I can listen, but I cannot speak it. Number 2, my uncle was a sport officer, married 2 ladies from Katakwi when he was a sport officer. So as I talk, my uncle, which is your nephew, are also there. So when I'm here, I want to speak to you as the sons of the soil. Because in our culture, since my uncle died, I would have taken care of my uncle. Why? That is how we do it. Why? Yes, we go up the wife and be part of like my wife. So I can also speak like before because we still have Mama Job in where? In Longapel. So I want to start. The Teso and Acholi, when Museveni came into power, we never embraced NRA. Here we have the rebel called who? No, there was a rebel, this man who was a rebel here. It's called Erego. Erego was here, and then the issue of Lakwena and LRA coin started actually. So we never embraced this government. I remember when this government came, there was an operation called Operation Sim. I think those who are held in Africa, that they wanted to, at least if you have these things of, you separate the sun from Sim. That was the operation. And we started to think, how can you separate sun from Sim? How will they determine that this is, I don't know. So that one entered into people's mind. And we resisted this government. Why am I here today? We went into camp. God started in Amuria. When they conquered the Acholi, by the way, even God started in his own area in Gulu. For us in the eastern part of Acholi, we are not part because I come from Akara. Almost took many years for us to know that there is a rival called Akara. Because after Lakwena, that thing died. Then the issue of God came. Then God started expanding itself. It came to Kitbu, went to Gago, then it entered Lango, and then it entered Teso. I remember when God attacked, almost reached the flying school. I was here. I saw how people read. I was here. Now, when Dr. Besigye announced his contesting against Museveni in 2001, it was like coming of Jesus Christ. We embraced Dr. Besigye, the Teso, the Lange, Acholi, and the West Nile. Not that we loved him by that time, but the perception in our mind was, Sid is a soldier, can now help us fight this LRA and also help us remove Museveni well out of the power. And that is how Dr. touched fire in the entire Teso, Acholi, Lamo, and West Nile. And we embraced it. But that war did not end. In 2005, when Mama and the rest of the reform agenda came out and said we need to start a party. They started a party. For me, I was part of the people who collected the signatures for registering FDC in Acholi subregion, the entire Acholi land. And we started this party FDC. In 2006, the whole Teso, Acholi, Lago, and West Nile voted 100% for Dr. Besigye. And that is what forced Museveni. I remember when this colonel was killed here, there's a Odiambo, there's a Tabule.
Who was killed in Africa.
Yeah, in fact was killed here. But because of the voting trend, threatened Museveni and said, hey, Kumi, they actually, the Lange and the Teso, they had moved on. So we saw that as a change that had caused all of us and forced the LRA and Museveni to start negotiating. I remember, even when they were war and Aruboy in Teso, they were still LRA in Teso. But when the issue of the peace talk began, they started moving from here one by one to go back to where they were supposed to be. And that is what brought peace. That means for us, we look at Dr. Besigye as somebody who had brought peace in this region. By the time when we needed him most, he was there for us. I am the chairman of the party. I never supported a boy. The mother of boy comes from Acholi. He's my nephew. He comes from Gulu. But the campaign of 2026, I never supported him. 2026. 27, when they were campaigning with Diego, I never supported him. 2017, that's what I said. 2017, I never supported Oboy. For me, I was a campaign manager, including your member of parliament from here. The whole member of parliament from Teso, they were behind General Mugisamo. And we campaign. Not that I hate him. How was what about the strategy? The strategy of the fire and structures. Now, when I hear Teso, people think that, because in all this team, I want you to know, I am the only person who never voted for Boy. From here, I'm the only person who never voted for Boy. If there was any hatred, then I should be the one, not these people. So I want you people here to know that as FDC, we don't have any personal things against Patrick, Amuria, or Boy, and Nadala. We don't have. I lost my sister in the struggle. My father's house was burned. We lost business. I cannot work with Museveni. So I want you to understand that there is nothing personal against Boy. I sat in National Council. In the National Council, things started changing. Even before Dr. brought the issue of the money. When you go to National Council, you see they pick this one, they started picking people and taking them for accommodation. If you are chairman, somebody will say, well, the chairman, I wanted to, if you were chairman of a party of the district, when you go for National Council, I saw something which has never happened in the party. That people are carried and taken to Entebbe and they are given money and people drank. But the next day you come to the meeting, nobody listened to you. The same culture of NRM. I asked, what is the problem? So this is what has happened. So when the issue came, we moved. I am the one who moved the motion. When the issue of this dirty money came, after Doctor presented the issue, I listened with the former member of parliament for Mama, this one for Bucheni. Yes. When the doctor read and the matter was started discussing, Nadala made his response very sarcastic. I didn't want people to respond. I moved a motion and say, okay, let this matter be taken to the council of elders. That is how. Two, we pleaded. This election people talk about. We say let election be done substantively. But because people have their hidden motive, by the time they brought the report, the same people were given 300,000. The party which has never given you 500,000, that you must adopt the report. I'm a medical person by profession. I have my own money. I've never gone to where they book accommodation. That's when I started seeing things have changed. Not the FDC which some of us struggle and fight for. We sat, we agreed that let the election go on. But we say the area which the election they have not conducted should also be conducted. But how can you say 200, like in Agagwa, have 27 sub-county, you say 250,000 to conduct the election. That is the same election the chairman was complaining. Can 250 conduct the election in a district? So they're ending up now picking people to exercise and do their way. Here we are back to you. I've never spoken this. I want to say sorry to those of Dr. Ali. I've never spoken this. I want people to know the struggle some of us are to liberate the country, not to fight for position. And I'm seeing in terms of people are fighting for what? Position. That's what is killing people. Because what I saw at the burial of Sale Pero, the people when they come to Teso, I called them for a meeting. The way they were rebuking doctor, I look at them. Do they know how this man has suffered for us? So I want you people to live here, whether you want a struggle or you want position. We have never stopped for Boy from traversing the country and mobilize people to remove Museveni. Now the whole discussion is about Dr. Besigye. It's like you want to move ahead with the struggle, some boy time for Europe want you to fall. I want you people of Teso, you should desist this and say we lost our children, we lost our cattle, we lost everything, and we want to be compensated. And we cannot get this compensation when we fight among ourselves. This is the right time you should know who is for the struggle. chair. Have you heard me? You should know who is for the struggle. Is it the doctor who is moving to say to somebody go, or the people who are constructing houses and hotels and tell you, you just stand behind us? I will never be a puppet. And that's why I say I will be intentional to tell you the truth. So it is either I will not go to Nadiana Kumbi because I never got money. I will not. I will not be carried like a wagon to be taken to Museveni. I will not be part of it. If the boy want to carry Teso and take them, my uncle appeal as his uncle. Let Museveni compensate people who were killed here by the LRA, the animal which was taken by the Karamojong, and the people who are also killed in the Lumukora. Then he can now take you and you go there. Because those people who died during the struggle are watching them. That's why we are here. The message go back to them. We are not fearing. Somebody said we are not fearing. Because this is not, we have not started this party for Teso, or it's not. This is one Uganda, one people, for everybody. And we want the party, the slogan. But now the problem, if they are so proud, what do? The struggle is not a ticket. Let me get you. People don't talk about ticket. There was a struggle in Sudan. Just one thing, posture, a ban, get banned, post the revolution, and Besigye went. Just what? How many of you afford school here where I studied as a college? The last time they came, the fees is 1 million. When we were there, we were paying 200,000. At 80, no, we were paying 80,000. Can you now afford the college, the best school here?
About 2 million.
How many of you afford 3 meals a day? Even the road when I was coming, I don't think that was the road for the minister. Somebody has been a minister for many years. Even my district where we don't have something, the road is much better. Then somebody playing with the future of children. These are not our children. That's what we need to talk, and that's why we are rallying behind doctor. It's about future. It's not about position. So I want you people to wait and tell them. For me, I'm not dying for a ticket because ticket will not remove Museveni. Somebody said, yes, I will not. Thank you very much. I wish you people one Uganda.
Thank you so much. I want to invite Honorable Labos Namanya, our MP, here to come and speak to the people. One Uganda! One people! One Uganda!
My name is Namanya Nabos. I represent Rubavu County, our constituency. It is in the Kundiri district in the biggest sub-region. My name Namanya is Robos when you are in Karamojo. It has a different meaning.
Yeah, it is true.
I was in the Namanya. When I mentioned the name, I saw people moving out of the road. This man is blocking the road. He didn't know that was my name. Then you hope the language here is different, but you can get in Apple. I'm a member of Parliament. I want to welcome you, leaders of different districts who are here, and the other members of the party. Our team, which we come with, and the team, I want to welcome you as well. I'm very thrilled that they had to find you here. I'm happy we had been told before that Teso is a no-go zone. You can't reach there. I'm happy that we are saying welcome. The faces, they can show that we are here in Amuria. Now, we are time back, and I'm going to mention a few things. We have come here to rejuvenate, to align you back to the struggle. We are not here for tribal reasons. We are not here for religious reasons. We are coming here align you back at the struggle. And we have come here. I know you have had so many statements, so many disgusting statements about FDC, about this party, about this position, but we want you now to get the real information from us, so that we don't again follow propaganda. This is our party. You took a choice to be part of FDC. You agreed to join the struggle. You yourselves, you have been in a struggle. We are not yet at the end of the struggle. But in the war, we have now started fighting different battles as we proceed. And now these different battles we are fighting have made us lose focus. Some of us, we are saying we are not going to go back. You are building, you are putting a brick. The following year, you find the brick down. And so many statements are made. So we have come here now to tell you until when it is done, it will not be done. This is about your future, it is about our future, it is about our children. I won't say much about what we legislate, what we talk about, what we do in Parliament. But there is nothing much we shall do in Parliament until we have made a resolution, until we are back at our resolve that we must bring Uganda into your hands. So now, today, by the time we leave here, we should take a decision to go with the people whom we have been building, and the following day we find the bricks are down. Or we go to those who want to build until when we finish. We are not going to fight anybody. But we members of Parliament, many of them whom I talked to yesterday, whom I will present, we agreed that we should come to Amuria and we tell you the story, we tell you the facts about what is happening, and we take a decision. And your decision matters. We have been in so many regions of Uganda. We know what they resolve. We want also to make you be part of the resolution today, that this is the line to go, or this is not the line to go. But I want to thank all leaders, Mr. Chairman, Joseph, the teachers. I want to thank you so much. That you can still hold these people together. So many questions will be asked. In my area, one person, there was a Muslim, he developed a standoff with Christians. And he was advised that if you want the Christians to get out from this village, you go and ban. By that time we had the church, which was the class church. They advised him to go and ban. Little did he know that church, that Christianity is not a building. He went there and he banned the church. The following day, Christians gathered and built another church. So those who think that FDC, the party, will be the building, the party will be you. The party is who? Is you. We want to go together to the struggle, and we ignore those who are pulling us back. Those who are in the struggle because they want to get money. Those who are in the struggle, they are building everywhere. Those who are in the struggle, they are buying every plot in the whole of this region. Those who are in the struggle, we have seen so many petrol stations that they belong to one of our own who is in the struggle with us. So now the struggle, some of our colleagues, it has become a business now. Your stomachs are shrinking, we are growing small, we are struggling, but some other people, they are using the struggle to get rich. So we want to align you together to the line that we shall keep struggling and we ignore these other people. We move together. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for bringing these people. Even those with the divergent views, you bring them here, they hear from us, so that once we make a resolution, and you agree to move together. Even if some of you don't agree properly with it, but we move with the majority. We have been in so many areas. They have resolved. We would have said, let's go with those ones. But we said we cannot leave Amuria without consulting them. So we have come here to consult you, to agree with you the next course of action. If you are still in the struggle, I hope you are still there. I can see your face. I know you are in the struggle. So now, let's listen as we are time back. You ask, and we answer properly. I know you have very many unanswered questions, which we think by the end of the day, you will get to know exactly what you want, and we shall move together. One people, one Uganda, one people. Thank you. Thank you.
At this point in time, I want to invite our first acting president, the custodian of ideology, the Honorable Salam Osomba, to come and address you. One Uganda,
One people.
one people,
One Uganda.
Thank you very much. My name is Salam Osomba. Proscovia Salam Osomba from Kamuli. I've been a member of parliament from Gavla County South. I have also been a chairman of the district, Kamuli District Local Government. I am happy to be here because I'm a founder member of this party. I'm very proud of. And I'm happy that you have allowed to come and we consult and we talk, because we are here to discuss ourselves. Who are we? What happened? Where are we? And where do we go? Personally, I'm very happy because I've been there since the beginning. And I have come here to tell you about how we began. Because I'm now told that FDC is for Teso. That finally it became one Teso, one people. That annoys me badly. Because this party was built 20 years ago. 20 years ago. I don't know where you were. But 20 years ago, I was a member of parliament, and we decided to make this party Forum for Democratic Change. We joined through three groups. There was one group called Reform Agenda, led by Dr. Besigye, who had contested in 2001. You remember those who are old enough? Yes. True or false? True. Are you sure?
You are there. You are present.
Are you sure?
Very sure.
Then there was a group called Parliamentary Advocacy Forum, led by the Honorable Augustine Ruzindana, which joined Reform Agenda. Another group was called National Democratic Forum, led by Chairman Chapaka Luhanga. Three what? Groups. We chose the color. We made the constitution. We chose the slogan, One Uganda, One People. We did everything that was necessary to form a new party. But before that, there were other parties. There was DP, there was UPC. But we decided that this country needed a new platform of political engagement. DP, they had abused it for many years. UPC had been turned into anything. So we decided that let's give ourselves a new lease of life. Let us build a party of our generation, of our time, which has no baggage. And so we formed this party. We chose the name Democratic Change because we wanted change. We have never had democratic change since Uganda became a country. We were looking at making sure that we do not go into bloodshed again. And all that we said even in our preamble, whereas Uganda has had a history of political instability as a result of intolerance and lack of respect for diversity of views in the country, whereas the political instability has manifested. All of those things are spoken in English here. I know you know so good English. Go back and revise. This is the party we formed. With our blood, with our bones, with our intellect, with our energy. The environment was so hostile that we could not even meet here. Our first meeting was in South Africa. I led the delegation that went to South Africa. True or false?
True.
These days you don't have to suffer with many things, just Google. Salam Musumba led a team of people who were better than me, bigger than me, knowledgeable than me, but they chose me. I think they knew one day I will need to give this witness. And that I will not tell a lie about who we are and what happened. So we had our first meeting in Krugersdorp. That was the village, the Amuria of South Africa. We met in Krugersdorp. People came from America, people came from Europe, people came from Uganda. We took a whole plane full of us. We went and had our meeting there. In that meeting, we decided that Dr. Besigye comes back to lead this new party. There were other men, there were the Amuriats, there were the Nandalas, they were part of that team. But we went to South Africa to pick one man who is there. But before he could come back, they said, now Salam, you go and keep that office of the leader of the party. So I led this party to the first Delegates conference, which we had in Nambole, where we elected Dr. Besigye as our president. This party had people that led it, like the late Honorable Sam Njuba. You remember him? Yes. The former governor of Bank of Uganda, Sulaiman Chiguni, was one of the people we served with. We traveled this country setting up offices. I came here, I came everywhere, Karamoja, everywhere, to set up offices here. This is a party for which people have lost everything they have. People have lost lives. People have broken legs. This is the party which now you people call yours. Since when? Since when did you buy it? This is a party we have built with our hands all over the country. Our first president was me. The second one was Dr. Besigye. The third one was Honorable Muntu. The fourth one was I'm using it selectively, was. Because I've never been in a party that brings the army to throw me out of Najanakum. It is only under Amuria. A party that brings thugs to manhandle founder members was only organized by yours truly, Amuria. This entire country will never forget Amuria for breaking a platform we built with our bones and blood, for which we have lost what we had. So how did we get here? After 2016, I started hearing my friends moving around the country. I asked them, what you are talking, Nga is not what I know. they called you to meetings at least 3 times. And what were they saying? You see, we the Easterners, it is our turn. We the Easterners. Me, I'm Msoga, I'm a what? I am a what? We the Easterners. The Westerners don't want us. That was the thing they were talking about. I told them, guys, no. Right from the beginning, this party has been led by Easterners. You, Nandala, has been Treasurer General. You, Amuria, you were in Parliament. You didn't even know how the party runs until we made you president. He didn't know. Until he raised an adoption. Then he comes to Rajanaku. Dan Ogalo was our first Attorney General. Ekanya was a Treasurer General. Salam, Wafulo Butu. So, Ali Salaso was our first Secretary General. So when did this party start saying it is for Easterners? Because Ali Salaso served us as a Secretary General for 10 years. So, when they start saying those things, I said, no, please. Unless you have another agenda. But me, I don't believe that's how we have built this party. Because even you, Patrick Oboy Amuria, your own people rejected you. It is other people in other parts of the country that elected you. Were they Easterners? You, Bateso, do you have enough votes to make you president of FDC alone?
No.
Do you?
No. Yes.
You don't? No. You do not get it from me. You do not. And so, please, when we are talking about a party we love, the party we love, I want you to understand that this is a party we have built together. Do you hear me? I was very happy that I was coming here after Matters Day. After Uganda Matters Day, I will find some religious feelings still hanging around.
One Uganda, one people, one Uganda.
We have come for information.
Yes, and you will have your time. So what happened? This constitution of our party, you see here, because we didn't want to fall into problems of UPC and DP, we were very careful to write it. We divided power into 2 offices. The office of the chair and the office of the president. The office of the chair is the overall office. It is the one which manages the party. Party policy, party hygiene, party everything. So it is chaired by Ambassador Waswadiligwa. That office has 4 deputies, east, west, north, and south. So there are 5 people. The office of the president is the one which does the day-to-day running of the party. The cabinet is called the National Executive Committee, in which we all sit or sat. Now, when Dr. Besigye was the party president, we used to meet every week as NEC. And his advice was, as a new party, we must keep talking alone so that we do not get into problems. Let us meet every week. And of course, people started complaining, oh, we are over meeting. He said, listen, for us to grow a party, we must meet and talk and thrash out so many things so that we avoid trouble. And the Honorable Motu, we used to meet every week. The records are there. And then we decided to say, maybe we are meeting too much. The party has stabilized. Let us now meet every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. And so we decided to meet every 2 weeks. The last meeting that was called by Honorable Amuria, we were having problems in the party. He had started bringing thugs into the party. We said, listen, what has happened that necessitates you to bring people to beat up others? We didn't know. So we decided in that meeting, we said, listen, let us give ourselves time. That was NEC, and it started on 16th June. It's going to make a year, 16th June 2023. In that meeting, we decided that let us stop the elections of the grassroots until we sort out these problems. We also agreed that let's have a retreat of NEC, because even at that time, there was too many things being talked. We also decided that let us go to National Council and ask them to postpone so that we give ourselves opportunity to heal. All those we said, let us do them quickly within a month. So what did Honorable Amuria do? He stopped calling the NEC meetings. And he's the only office that can call a NEC meeting. Not even the vice. The vice can only call a meeting if the principal has delegated them. In the past, he used to delegate Anna Adeke, fantastic lady, I tell you, any time of the day. Anna Adeke is perfect. So he used to delegate Anna Adeke, and I can tell you how many meetings Anna Adeke chaired, because she was the vice president, Eastern. William Nzo also would be allowed to carry on the work. The other person was the Lord Mayor, was the deputy president. Who was the one of Western?
Western, that is all.
Zo, yes. Northern, it was Honorable P.P. Okin, who is the vice president. So he stopped all of them. And we kept asking, when is next? Because decisions of the party are taken in official meetings. And the official meeting was next. So when we started seeing problems increase, the chairman decided to call a meeting. And said, listen, something is wrong with our party. Let me call a meeting to find out what is happening. Because we had in this constitution, if one arm of the party is failing, the other arm can pick it up. So now the chairman was seeking to pick it up. And so he called a meeting. I wasn't there, I had traveled to London. The next thing I saw in the papers was my chairman climbing walls. So I said, what has happened? The rest you know ever since then. We were stopped from entering Najana Kumbi, which we bought. That building was bought by us. We didn't find it there. But now, yours truly, Amuria, captured it and kept it over for you. So, the party was killed, I can tell you, by none other than Patrick Oboy Amuria, because nothing could move beyond him. And he did it willfully. So what have they decided to do now? What they have decided is that instead of, because we tried everything, for 3 years we were trying, 3 years. For 3 years, the people you see us here were working to make sure that our party doesn't die. But time reached when we had to accept that the vehicle we bought, brand new, put the number plate FDC, was captured. It's got an accident. So the vehicle we are talking about got an accident, and in the last National Council, we asked ourselves, what can we do? This is why we are doing the countrywide consultations, to ask ourselves, what do we do? We have nothing written, but we have options. What do we do? That is why we are here to consult with you, the districts of Amuria. Can you ask those people to remove that machine? Oh, it's the other one. That is why we are here to consult the people of Kapelebion, because we have a limited time frame. We are here to consult the people of Kapelebion, Kalaki, Katakwi, Amuria, and Kaberamaido. The other team, we will meet them in Soroti tomorrow. From there, we will go to Kapchora for the Sebei region, Kwen, and all the three districts, Kapchora and Buko. And then we will be in Bugisu, and then back to Buketu. So we are consulting on the 5 options we have. This party, which I have told you the background, what do we do with it? Let me allow you to put those chairs in order quickly. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Can you share those chairs quickly so that people can sit? Enough. We have finished. I want to end here by telling you that the options are on the table, 5 of them. Do we reconcile? Is an option. 2. Do we form a new entity? Do we dissolve the party? What do we do? That is why we are here, because we know this is a party you love. This is a party that you would wish to continue building on your political voice and your political future. So I want to thank you for giving us time to talk to you. When your time comes to ask questions, I'll be very willing to answer any and every question that you have. Any and every question. I'll finish. The others will use that one. So, please feel free. Write your questions. Relax your mind. We are not here to fight. We are fantastic fighters, but we are not here to fight because there's nothing to fight for. But we would like to maintain a political platform for which Dr. Sulaiman Chibun lost everything, bank, for which Samun Juba paid his time for us, for which Ekemu, Omolo, and others I don't know, contributed to. And I want to thank you very much, very, very much for coming to this forum. One Uganda. I think our chairman will be the last to speak. I now want to invite Dr. Besigye, who you know very well, to come and talk to us.
One people, one Uganda. Unfortunately, we have started late. There is a lot of information that you need. I am not sure that I can give you all the information that you need. And a lot of things have been said, a lot of English has been spoken. So I want to talk about our problems in general rather than in specific. First of all, as you know, I was party president of FDC from 2005 November 26th to 2012. So I was party leader for 7 years. And it is now 12 years since I was party leader. So, although people now say I interfere with the party a lot, but I would like you to know that really from 2012, I have not had anything to do with the running of the party. I haven't. When I stepped down as party leader, General Muntu was elected by you, the delegates. And these days I have heard some people suggest that I influenced the elections of 2012. 2012, when I stepped down 3 years before my term ended. So I stepped down when I had just been elected or re-elected. Those who elected me in 2010 were the ones who elected General Muntu. The same people, same delegates who elected me in 2010 elected General Muntu. But as you know, in 2010, they elected me defeating General Muntu. So the people who refused to elect General Muntu in 2010 elected him in 2012. When he became party president, he oversaw a fresh election of the party structures. So the election between Muntu and General and Paul in 2017 was by a delegates conference elected under General Muntu. So the people who were elected when I was party leader elected him. The people who were elected under him rejected him, voted him out and voted Amuria instead. So our party has been deciding on its own, not influenced by anybody. The crisis now in FDC, the problems we have in FDC are not different from the problems in the whole country. I want you to understand that. The problems in FDC are part of the problems the whole country faces. And what is the problem the whole country faces? There are many problems, but they are caused by one thing. The one problem facing our country, which includes facing our FDC, is that we live in a country that is not ours. You call yourselves Ugandans, but Uganda is not yours. Are we together?
Yes.
We only live here, but we don't live in our country. In fact, even refugees in Uganda live better than Ugandans who think Uganda is their country. You go to any refugee camp, you'll find at least they have clean water. World Food Program brings food. They have health care. They build their health centers in the refugee camps. And ordinary citizens go to the refugee camp for help with health care, to get water, education. You find schools in the refugee camp. So the reason we are where we are as a people is because we live in a country that is not ours, that is owned by other people, that you have no voice in. Me, I studied as a medical doctor. I should be doing nothing with all these one Uganda things. I would be in the theater operating and doing things like that. The reason I came into politics was because I was nearly killed, arrested, tortured, nearly killed in 1981. Many people I was with in prison have never been seen up to now. And arrested for nothing. Simply because somebody suspected that I was against the government. Arrested, tortured, nearly killed. That's how I ran into exile in Kenya. 1981. Most of you were not born. I was in exile in Kenya. So the torture I have gone through under NRM was not the first torture, it was before. And that for me, as a person, is what propelled me to go to the bush to fight, so that I can live in a country that is mine, that I have a say in my country. And we fought and won a war. I was a minister in NRM government, 1986 to 1990. But the very things that we were fighting against, not having a voice, started coming back. Stealing started happening. And if you say, but why are you taking something that is not yours? You keep quiet. You start raising your voice, what's wrong with you? Until I decided, no. This is not why I went. I suffered. I suffered so that I live in a free country. So if this thing has continued, that's why I jumped out of NRM and made an alarm that this is not a government for Ugandans. So what we are all fighting for, and what we must keep our eyes on, is how do we make Uganda our country? So if it is not ours, whose is it? Uganda is owned by those who control guns. Okay? Ugandan since independence has never, no Ugandan has ever removed the president. Has any president ever been removed by you, Ugandans? They are removed by guns. How do people become presidents? They bomb their way into the office. And they control the country using guns. As people told you here, I have defeated Museveni several times. In 2016, I defeated him even at the back of the head. It's true. And I still have the results of 2016. I have them. I have the results. And that's why I announced myself that I have won. Because I knew by that time that nobody was going to announce me. So I decided to announce myself. For which I was arrested and imprisoned in Karamoja. In fact, we stopped in Soroti on the way to Karamoja to imprison me in Karamoja. The plane which took me to Karamoja refueled there in Soroti. Because I have announced myself. The Karamajong quarreled, said, why have you brought Besigye here? He has never done any crime here. They protested until I was, and I am grateful to them. And here I was removed from Karamoja and taken back to Kampala and charged in the courts in Kampala for announcing myself a winner. And I went to court and said, yes, I announced myself, because they were saying the DPP is still investigating. I said there is nothing to investigate. Me, they accused, I'm here, and I'm saying, yes, I announced myself. So what are you investigating? Let the case be heard, and I give you the reasons why I announced. But the case was never heard. That case, they were choosing me of treason. 2016, it was not heard at all. Even after I had been in court and said, yes, I announced myself. We only saw after 2021 elections, there was a newspaper article that the case has now been withdrawn. So what makes people president is the gun. And once they take power, they control everything. Power controls everything. Some of you, when we say power, we are fighting for power. It means who has power controls wealth. The one who has power controls wealth. The one who has power controls decision making. The one who has power controls decision implementation. And the one who has power is the judge of who is right and who is wrong. Power combines all that. And all that power from 1986 today is in the hands of Mr. Museveni, using guns. It's not in NRM. Some people confuse things. They think NRM is in power. No, absolutely not. As I have told you, I was NRM myself. There is no power in NRM. There is no power in the parliament. Does parliament have power?
No.
Eh?
No.
It is Museveni and his family, Museveni and Family Limited. That's where all the power is. And it is with the family. There is no country in the world where you find there is a president with his wife in his cabinet. And his brother controlling all wealth, that is the one in charge of controlling wealth. And his son now controlling the military. And his in-law controlling all the exports. And his whatever, you know. But you find some people don't understand these things. When they see Vice President Arupo passing here with the escorts, they think that Arupo has some power. Absolutely nothing. She has nothing. My sister Anita, nothing. Nothing. Tomorrow they can put both of them in prison. You remember Vice President Mukenya? Who had even thought he was the coming president, he would put on a hat like Museveni, and he was starting to walk like Museveni. The next thing, he was in prison. So all power belongs to Museveni. Are we together? Yes. That's where all these problems come from. Because having controlled power, he has controlled all wealth. All wealth in Uganda belongs to Museveni and the family. Are we together? Yes. And he may give anyone he chooses. This year, the budget, what is the budget of Amuria district? If anybody knows?
38 billion.
Huh?
38
billion for Amuria district. This year, the budget for State House, that is the home, not the office, not President's office, the home where he lives. This year's budget is 802 billion. 802 billion. Yes. The whole of Amuria, 30, and even the 38, they won't get all of it. Even that, they won't get all of it. So that there is where our problems start. That you have one family owning the country. One family owning all our resources and using them as they want. The second thing they have done is that they have made politics commercial. In order to be in politics, you must have money. And who has the money? So in order to be in politics, you must work with. This is structured. It is structured. To become an MP, the least money you need is 500 million. To become an MP, yes. So how do you become? And by the way, even when you spend that at the Tale Center, it is them to decide whom they announce. Even when you have one, they can announce somebody else. So, FDC, the party we are talking about today, was started with the mission of ending capture of our country. It was not started, just to sing slogans. No. Its duty, its job is to free the power of Ugandans from the family that controls it to all Ugandans, so that Ugandans can also share into the wealth of this country. That is why FDC was started. And that's why it is called Forum for Democratic Change. To change from personal rule to popular. What we are trying to do is something that has never happened. It's not an easy task. Defeating the guns that control power is not an easy task. So that's why it has taken very long. You have heard Salam saying it. Now 20 years since FDC was formed. 20 years on that task, but not done. All these young people have grown up to find us in the fight. But it's not yet done. So I want you to understand me clearly where this problem we are talking about came from. Because, first of all, to be elected into these offices, you need money, which we don't have. Secondly, even when you have money and win an election, you may not be announced. So some of our leaders who want to be in offices have over the time found it convenient to surrender to that who controls the country. And as you have told, many have surrendered. Many of our people have surrendered. And some were mentioned here to you, who surrendered from this region. But they are from every region. They have been surrendering. Our vice president of FDC in the last election, who was the acting president when Amuria was campaigning, the vice president of FDC, Joyce Sepugwao, is now a minister. He was the acting president in 2021. He's now a minister in the, she's a minister in the government. She surrendered. And many have been surrendered. And so, some people came to me, our own leaders, and said, by the way, we need to change our approach. Because the struggle has taken very long. Our people are tired. And it is true, people are tired. Our people have become poor. It is true, our people have become poor and poorer. And so some of our leaders came to me and said, we need to change our approach. I said, what do we do? Excuse me. Yeah, my eyes were injured, so tears keep on going down into. These brothers of mine came to me and said, let's look for a new approach. I said, tell me. I said, you see, instead of allowing or letting people keep on defecting one by one, and we become weaker every day because of these defections. Maybe we should consider, all of us talking to Museveni, negotiating as a group. Maybe he will allow some things to change, and we keep those as a benefit, and we work together with him since he's growing old. You never know, he will die. Then a new situation may come. And I listened to them attentively, but I differed from them. I said, no. You know, what you are saying is true. People are tired, people are poor and getting poorer. The struggle has taken long, all that is true. Some were even saying we don't see where it is going to end. You know, we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So let us take this step. But I told them, you know, and this is truly from my own experience, because this is not the first struggle I have been in. That struggle that brought Museveni to power in 1983-84, I can tell you that we were finished. And people thought we would have no way of continuing. And there were a lot of discussions of how we find a way to go to Congo. And I've always told my friends here, when those discussions were going on, one of our leaders came to me and said that this Congo which we are, where we want to go, first of all, how many will get there? Because it is very far. And those who get there, I hear Congolese eat people. So even those who arrive will be eaten. So he was seeing no hope. But only the next day things happened differently. So my own experience guides me to know that the darkest part of the night is before dawn. When you see the night become pitch dark, know that it's about to get light. It gets darker before it gets light. It takes perseverance in order to get where you want to go. You will not get freedom lightly. You won't. It takes struggle to get happiness. Even those who want to go to heaven, you must first die. You won't just jump. You pass through death before you have a hope to go to heaven. So you need faith. What will take you to heaven is faith. You must have faith in what you are doing. If you lose faith, you are finished. So I disagreed with my brothers who were saying we should talk to Museveni as a group. Said no, we only need to struggle further and harder. But before long, I heard one of them had visited Museveni without our knowledge. And when I heard, I talked to the party president, Amuria, said, did you know that our friend visited? He said, no, he didn't tell me. I said, I have information. You ask him whether it's true. He asked him, And the other person said, no, it was not true. He did not visit. So I waited when all of us were together, and I asked him myself. I said, so and so told me that you were at Museveni's place. Now, because I mentioned who told me, whom he knew, because they had been talking together, they had been invited together. So he actually sheepishly said, yes, you know, it's true, I went. And said, so, but if you go, it's only decent to alert us so that we know. And those were the beginnings of what we are dealing with. As I have said, the problem comes from really the system, not the individuals. I am not making judgment on individuals. It's the system in which we live. So when the election of 2021 came, I was approached still. They said, now, you have been raising some money for elections. Help us to raise money for elections. And I said, yes. But maybe what I skipped. 2016, I did not intend to become a candidate. And those of you who follow what was going on in FDC know that in 2016, I was not preparing to become a candidate. I became a candidate last minute for reasons which, again, we can't have time to go into now. But because of what I knew we had gone through, in 2018, I called a meeting of all our leaders and told them 2021 I will not be a candidate. So let's start early looking for somebody to be our candidate. But they didn't. So actually when 2020 came, they all came back to me asking me to be the candidate. And we had many meetings, them trying to get me to become the candidate. And I said no. So after saying no, they said, okay, now help us to get money to campaign. And I made suggestions. This place is going to be overwhelmed. I don't know how we... Should we go outside? Yes. Because those who are seated will have to stand when we go outside.
It's also beginning to rain.
It's beginning to rain also. Yes, rain is luck. Rain is good luck, and we came with some luck today. Amuria. So, what I was saying is, we went through how we can get money. It was a process. How do we get money? All of you know that to get money as a candidate, to get money for a campaign, most people give money because of the candidate. And they want the candidate to know them so that when he succeeds or she succeeds, they also succeed with that candidate. And that's why it is important to have a candidate early, so that you can have people invest in the candidate in a manner that they then expect also to succeed with the candidate. When you start late, it is very difficult to raise money. And I gave them some options of how to raise money, which they declined to. And again, if we had time, I would go into all that. But that was the beginnings of getting campaign money from that person who has the money. And, you know, I have shared details of what happened in the process of getting that money and how the money came and how we managed that coming in of money and whatever. But as I have said, you see, money would not be the biggest problem, because money, we have even ourselves been encouraging people actually to get money. When we see people, if these NRMs bring money, we encourage people, you get the money and ask for more, eat it and ask for more, clean your lips and ask for more. We have been, but you see, you have to be careful that the money does not cause you to do what the giver wants you to do. Because there is no free lunch, you see. Whoever gives money has expectations. And that's why money that they give on votes, on voting day, these days they pay you and give you somebody to vote for you. You must say you are blind or something, they take you and vote for you. Otherwise you can eat the money and not do what they want. So, the money itself will not have been a big problem in itself. The problem is where the money starts doing what the giver wants it to do. And there are two things I can tell you. First of all, the reason Museveni has kept us captive for 40 years now, almost, is because of four things, which you need to be very, very careful about. And if we are to recover the country, we must defeat four things. The first one is the fear which it creates in our minds. If you oppose, I'm going to kill you. They will kill you. They will imprison you. They will torture you. They will grab even the little you have. You will not get PDM. You will not, you know, they force you to fear so that you do what they want. We must overcome the fear if we are to get the country back. Two is that because he controls the money, he uses the money to buy leaders of those who are fighting against him. That is the second thing he does. You know, if he hears you, you are a strong leader, they call you. What do you want? We can solve your problems. Let's go. And the person who was speaking powerfully, you start hearing them talk in the language you can't understand. You wonder what has happened. So, the bribery of leaders is the second reason he has been in power for this long. Now almost all opposition parties are controlled by him. Started with UPC. You have UPC in the parliament, some UPC members on the government side, others on the opposition side. How can that be a party that is opposing itself? It went to DP. You have Mao sitting on the other side, some of his members on the opposition side. And it goes on, even at all levels, it goes on, buying of our leaders. Thirdly, the third reason why he's kept us for 40 years is because he controls information. He controls all these radios, television. He has many government TVs. Most people cannot afford DSTV or Star Times and so on. They rely on free TV, UBC. They rely on Bukete, Etop, Rupin, and so on. And of course, even the radio stations, the local radio stations are all owned by the NRM leaders. And the NRM cadres are always on the radio, you know, giving you what they want you to hear. Propaganda. And propaganda falls into two sections. The first section of propaganda is to cause people to think that things are going to be better, so that they can relax. That's what even now, everybody is talking about PDM. You are going to get money, things are going to happen, you are going to be all right. But that was the same talk with another program they called Ntandikwa. Do some of you remember Ntandikwa? When you were still young. Ntandikwa. Bonabagagawale. Did you hear about it? Bonabagagawale means let everybody be rich. So which everybody became rich. Ntandikwa means giving a startup, what to start with, who started. Now they are talking PDM, you are going to get PDM, as if PDM is going to solve the problem. Because the problem, the biggest problem is what I told you. Money is sucked from you using taxes. Whatever you buy has a lot of tax that goes to government. And nothing comes back. 802 billion from Mr. Museveni, 38 was it 38? 38 billion for the whole district of Amuria. So even if they bring PDM, even if you get it and you can't get even 1 million, they say they have given you 1 million, they have already taken some of it. But even what lands in your hands finds debts, you are already indebted. They are looking for you to pay their debts. So how are you going to have money to do business or whatever from this PDM? You have patients at home because there is no medicine in the government hospital. So the money of PDM must treat the patients, must pay school fees, must do this. There is no way you can develop. But they talk about it and you relax, thinking things are going to get better. The second part of propaganda is painting those who are fighting them. They paint them with all the bad colors, so that you may think, there is no surviving. Now, even if they are doing this, but even the opposition, they are the same. So let me die with the one who is already there. They create loss of hope in those who are fighting to free the country. Some time back, they started the propaganda quietly. And in no time, everybody was asking themselves, because they were saying, but do you know, actually Besigye works with Museveni. They have separate understanding. Besigye actually does not seriously want to remove Museveni. It's their jokes. And partly that's why I said, okay, if they are my jokes, let me stand behind you. You go, because I may be the problem. You go. You know? So you see whether I am the problem. You know? But propaganda, they keep on repeating the same things. People start thinking there is no hope in opposition. But if there is no hope in opposition, it means you are going to be a slave forever. That's what it means. Number 4, what they use is a divide and rule. This is an old tactic from the British when they controlled Uganda as their territory. Divide those you dominate, make them conflict, make them fight each other so that they don't see who is holding all of them captive. You look at your neighbors, the problem. You don't know both of you have the same problem. Me, as you know, I have been in prison many times. In prison, there are people, prisoners, whom they appoint as leaders in the prison. And there is even an overall leader whom they call Katikiro, Prime Minister of the prison. He's also a prisoner, he's putting on the same uniform, but they put some badges on the uniform of the leaders. And these leaders are very, very aggressive to other prisoners. You know, they become kings among the prisoners. When it is lock-up time, everybody get in, they have their sticks which they walk with here. Get in. And everybody goes into the cell. But after everybody has gone in, the prison warder comes and also puts in the category. And they close until they open for you in the morning. You are there. That's what they do amongst us. They divide us, cause us to fight each other, while they are just there laughing at us. You know? So, we have now taken our parties very seriously. Me, I'm FDC. Oh, if you cut me, blood is blue. Me, I'm noob. I am red. Me, I am green. You are green, you are red, you are blue in the prison. You are all in the prison. Are we together? So, the reason I have come to Amuria today, there is a suggestion that maybe we go outside because it seems more and more people are coming. Should we go? Okay, let's go outside.